T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world, episode 350. Holy shit, what a number. What is good? I'm your boy, MJ. Welcome to the Trap Talk Reptile podcast. If this is your first time tapping in, do your boy MJ a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that notification bell. That way on top of every single piece of content I drop here on the Trap Talk Reptile podcast YouTube channel. I'm also on all the major audio platforms such as Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the major ones. So no matter where you listen to, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. Much love and respect. Appreciate all the reoccurring subscribers, viewers, people who give me the love and support. Appreciate you guys so much. But guys, if it's your first time tapping in and you're into reptiles, keeping, breeding, admiring, all the above, this is it. This is a channel that you must subscribe to. Most relevant podcast in the game by far. So by doing that, you'll be on top of everything, man. You never know what I'm going to bring to this channel. If you're looking for exclusive content, and if you want to support what I do, if you want to meet the trappers, over 165 dedicated reptile keepers who don't play around when it comes to keeping their animals, then go down to the very first link in the description below. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Shout out to my Patreon family. I love you guys, man. Seriously, you guys make me just go hard in the paint. But my Patreon family means business when it comes to growing in the reptile game. We're all here for each other, and we all make it fun. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord, which will tap you in with over 165 trappers. And we just go at it, man. Ball pythons, chondros, emeralds, monitors, geckos, all the sickest reptiles that we keep in the industry is discussed in the Discord, okay? And we also talk about just day-to-day life shit, you know, because we got to talk about life stuff. Either way, man, we're just growing day by day. Appreciate you guys, Patreon members. You guys are my hot. I'll see you guys at Anaheim. Who's ready for Anaheim? That's going to be a time. Don't forget, Reptile Super Show right around the corner, man. #1 reptile show in the country, and it's going to be popping off. Shout out to the sponsor, Rami, over to the Reptile Super Show. I'm going to be vending right there next to my boy, Matthew Summers. God bless him wherever he's at. Hopefully he's not still playing Diablo, or he's at a concert, wherever he's at. But he will be at the Super Show, confirmed, okay? So it's going to be an awesome time. Make sure you guys head over to the Reptile Super Show, and cannot wait. Let me know if you guys are going. Drop me a comment. If you're looking to see what I have going on with my own collection, if you want to see what I do more than just podcasting, because I am an animal keeper first, hella, go to my Instagram page, Trap Talk God 619. Follow me on IG. Go see what I got going on, and then go follow the podcast's Instagram page as well, and on Facebook, Trap Talk Reptile Podcast. All right, Facebook, show me some love. Follow, like, fuck with me on Facebook. I really appreciate it. I want to say that tonight's episode is brought to you by a really good homie of mine. He's killing it, for sure. My boy, Shelby, over at MERSHON's MORPHS. Head over to JP. Shout out to JP. All right. Not a sponsor. He's a homie. But JP just did a video on the homie MERSHON. And I thought it was really sick to see MERSHON's brand new facility that he just built this year. He's been putting in a lot of hard work. But this guy just takes things to the next level. I like these kind of people for sure. MERSHON's MORPH. Go give him a follow on Instagram. Go to his website. See what he has cracking. I do know that MERSHON has some of the hottest ball pythons when it comes to being relevant, for sure. My dog, Shelby. Appreciate you so much. Keep killing it, dog. Everyone's watching you work. Go fuck with my boy Shelby. Tell him that MJ sent you. Also, this episode is brought to you by the king of the Mandarin game, my boy TJ, TOFAUTI Royals of Africa. Uncle TJ, as my son will call him. My dog right here, man. If you want to talk about talking to somebody who will motivate you just by giving you little pieces of advice on how to move business-wise, is your guy right here, man. You ever happen to walk into TJ at a show and you could get to chop it up with this guy? I'm telling you right now, take advantage of that. force to be reckoned with, hands down. Killing it. My dog TJ, TOFAUTI Royals of Africa. What is good? Early Birds, I see you guys. Early Birds is cracking. And now listen, anybody in the live chats tonight, if you feel like tonight's podcast is worthy of a super chat, if you have a topic you like to cover tonight, if you want to ask us questions like, is DG really not a recessive? Oh, what? Any of that kind of stuff. You want to do any of that kind of stuff? Drop a super chat and we will bring it up on tonight's episode, okay? But seriously, all the love and support. I appreciate. What is good? Early Birds. Who's here? He's ready to rock and roll. Oh, look, I know this guy right here. I'm not going to lie. Mike. I met Mike with the homie Justin, okay? At Tinley. It was one of the best times. Popping right there in the lobby. Shout out to Herb Collectors in the building. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Definitely has his own style and does his own thing. And I love fucking with my boy Mike, Herb Collectors. Check out his podcast. Don't sleep on my boy Mike. Appreciate you, Mike. Big Row 5.0 in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Pulling up next month for the Reptile Super Show. Can't wait to kick it with you, Ro. Can't wait to meet your daughter. It's going to be a great time. Seriously, cannot wait to be here. That's what it's all about, is meet my trappers, man. Straight up. Justin Campbell in the building. Another Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Big Jordan in the building. Heartland Reptiles. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Alex, 84, 87. Are those football numbers? And I would just assume. Shout out to you, dog. Piyush. Remind me how I need to say it, bro. Piyush Patel. Such a hard-ass name and a hard-ass player. Met him at Tinley before. Real good dude. Appreciate you for tapping in. The homie Travis Gordon, TNS Reptiles, one of the newest Trap Talk Patreon members. Appreciate you so much, Travis. We're going to have a good time, man. Thanks for tapping in. Thank you for joining the family. Go follow my boy Travis Gordon from TNS Reptiles. Corsa Gay 9000. What does that mean, bro? Sick. Whatever. Thanks for being here. Miller's Menagerie. Thank you, Miller's Menagerie, for being here. Appreciate you. The homie Steven from Desert Morph Mojave. Hold on. Desert Mojave Morphs. It's right there in front of me. I don't know why I just can't read it. Appreciate you, dog, for being here. The homie Josh, Scale Fins and Feathers, Trap Talk Patreon members all day, every day. My homie, two homies, Chris and Levi, Sex and Flex and Reptile Podcast. Guess what? This Sunday, I decided to pull out of my Sunday show and go join forces with Sex and Flex and Reptile Podcast, because we have somebody who we all really respect in the game coming to their platform, and I couldn't help but to ask to be a part of it, man, because not only do I really fuck with Sex and Flex and Reptile Podcast, but I really fuck with Vanessa from US Art. You want to talk about girl power? It's going down. Just so you know, Sunday, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. I hope to have the time right, boys. But it's going down. Sex and Flex and Reptile Podcast. So head over to YouTube right now and go subscribe. Set that reminder. That's going to be a banger of an episode. I'm telling you right now. Eric's Morph Factory in the building. Thanks for being here. JKJ Reptiles, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Thanks for being here. Julio in the building. Thanks for being here. Trap Talk Patreon member. Jaffe, my boy Jaffe, my boy from Canada. That's my dog right here. Thank you so much, Jaffe, for tapping in. I appreciate you. You know what, guys? We have to end this in style. Jaffe's is 2-player, okay? And I do want to say shout out to the first super chat of tonight. What is up, Trap Fam, Morph Valley Reptiles? Well, guys, listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm a numbers kind of guy, and these numbers really make me happy. I like that I get to bring on my boy Justin from Armless Angels on episode 350. So if you have not yet, get the lights up. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated, get your mind right, because we're coming at you right now. New Breeder on the Block series with my boy Justin, Armless Angels of Ball Pythons. Let's go. Gee. You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it.
And we're live with my dog, Justin Thomas, episode 350. What's up, Justin?
What's good? What's good, bro?
Thank you for being here, my man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I had a good time when I met you and Mike at Tinley. I'll never forget that moment. That was a good moment.
Oh, yeah, man. I enjoyed it, man.
And honestly, that's when I kind of looked into you. I knew who Mike was because Mike had just started his podcast then, and he was getting things going. We talked a little bit. Then I don't know if you introduced yourself, but somebody introduced me to you or something, and then I typed up your name. I think that night I went up to bed and just trying to see what you got going on, and I was like, oh man, this fool's on it. Like, you know what I mean? This fool has heat, and I was like, at some point I got to get this guy on the show, and here we are, man. I finally got you right here on New Breed on the Block series. But ball pythons, ball pythons is your main jam, right? That's your bread and butter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it.
For how long now, Justin? How's this really been like a business, quote unquote business mindset thing to you?
A little bit over 6 years now.
6 years. Wow. And it doesn't really seem like 6 years. I bet, huh? 6 years went by pretty quick.
Yeah, man. It flew by, man. Flew by.
And that's because you're having fun. It's crazy how when you're enjoying something, time just is. It's not really anything. It's just gone. Yeah.
Yep. Always excited about the next season.
Exactly. And I think that's what it is because your mindset's always thinking ahead, Yep. You're not really in the present moment. You're like 2-3 years down the road already. You also, but when you hit what you want to hit, it brings you back to light. It brings you back to like, holy shit, this is happening right now. That's why there's this, it really depends where your head's at, but I do know that the ones who are doing it right are always 2-3 years, if not more, down the road mentally,
Yep.
So 6 years ago, man, let's talk about that. What got you in the game 6 years ago?
Well, I actually bought my first one as a pet. It was just a albino ball python from PetSmart.
Wow. All right. So
Yeah.
PetSmart. Okay. PetSmart. Got you.
Yeah.
And you're just walking around like you guys were just, the family were just bored, or what made you get into a pet store at that time?
Well, actually, it's a funny story the way that started. It was me and my girlfriend, we didn't have any pets at the time. So we decided to go get a pug. So we have a dog around the house.
Okay.
So at the time, I was always getting off work before her. So it was just me and the dog at home. And she would always come home and just walk straight by me and just go straight to the dog and pet the dog and love all on him. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get me a pet, So I said, I get me a snake. So it'll be my pet. It's not ours.
Right.
So you know how that goes. Once you get one, it turned to 2 and 5, and now we're well over 100.
Damn, just like that. And so the biggest count of your animal collection is obviously the snakes, right? So you just still have a dog, or how many dogs you got now?
Well, we got 3 now. We got a pug and 2 French bulldogs.
I like that. I like you guys, man. Because listen, I'm an animal person. I can't just have one of anything, Like I have at least 2 dogs. I want a third, but I got a kid coming, so my wife's like, it ain't happening right now. So I'm like, all right, I respect that. I'll keep my 2 dogs and 200 snakes.
So we'll take that deal, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I ain't gonna bitch. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So it's crazy how things go from, and you're obviously you're not a child. You're not a young boy living at home with mom. So it's for me, I got in the game just like you. I was older, and it went straight from a pet. I remember my snake came from Craigslist. And I had 3 different bulbs, bro. I had a red bulb, I had a purple bulb, and I had a white bulb. And I thought I had the sickest setup. And trust me, I had my ball python with fake plants in it, and I enjoyed that shit like it was no other, man. And but obviously it led to this, and so I'm curious on when things like that happened for you. When did it lead from a pet to you like, oh man, let me get a rack? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was probably like my 2nd year in.
Wow.
Yeah, I got online and I met Ryan Pate, and he started showing me some of his ball pythons, and I saw of course, the pied ball python on Facebook. And when I saw the first one, I just thought it was Photoshop. So I just kind of strolled past it, and then it popped up again. I was like, well, wait a minute. And I went to the pet store, and I kept asking around. And I finally ran into one girl. She's like, oh, that's a piebald.
Yeah.
So I ended up finding my first one with Flavius Wooten at one of the old Repticon shows.
Wow. Okay. And, obviously what's trippy about this hobby, right? Things could escalate as far as prices go. And Justin, you don't work with any, in my opinion, you work with some higher tier stuff, man. Like it ain't no peanuts, So I'm curious what made you want to step things up and even go from a pet snake to like start dropping money. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's when I wanted to get into the business side of it. Because at first, I started off with the lower end animals too.
Right.
I was getting just pastel butters and bananas and albinos. But I think I saw Justin's page, and on Justin's page, when you go and you see these animals, 10,000, 15,000, I was like, people actually paying these numbers for ball pythons. So then I started to get into the recessives, and actually originally I was just dumping money into pies. I didn't even really care for clowns. And the more and more I saw them, the clowns grew on me. And so now I'm probably about 90% clown.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been just dumping money into the double recessives now, the clown hit desert ghost, clown double hit hypo desert ghost stuff, Cypress clown projects. And it's kind of like I'm just basically trying to stay ahead of the ball, because some projects, as we know, will lose value over time.
Right.
So yeah, I'm trying to stay ahead of that. And if I get one snake for, say, just for example, if I get a snake for 10 grand and it drops down to 7,000, I'm fine with that over time.
Me too. That's one thing I thought about. But the way you look at it, though, unless you got a lot of stuff, like a lot of things in your favor, right? Like it's a numbers game. Like you got to have maybe, like in order to hit those $10,000, $15,000 snakes, you got to have a lot of odds in your favor, right? And in order for odds to be in your favor, you need to have a lot going on at once. But for me, right, like I have, like if I have a chance of hitting a $10,000 snake, it's on one pairing. I don't have all these other fucking things popping off. Which is listen, it comes down to luck too. Like, at the end of the day, it's all what you hit. But what's crazy is like, it is kind of getting harder to make these $10,000, $15,000 snakes is what I'm saying.
Right.
Because, double recessive, triple recessive, the odds on those numbers aren't as easy as what it typically is to hit just a regular one recessive. You know what I mean? So there's like levels to it, but it's also been exciting. Like I'm all like, for instance, when I make a snake, Justin, I don't know about you, but if I make a snake, and I'm glad that there's skin test sheds now, right? Or skin sheds test now, but I remember like with this whole, like, okay, technically that's a 66 or that's a 50% het, but I'm staring at that snake and I feel like that snake got that fucking head in it, right? Like, I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck what these numbers are. I see what I see, and I'm going to keep that snake. And that's like kind of the game plan to have, right? You should always keep what you really feel good about. But man, you got to have you have to have a lot of it. Like, think about Justin, right? Justin, Miguel, a lot of these other people, they have a lot of opportunities. What are your numbers looking like? And I'm what I mean by that, like, how many clutches are you looking to hit as far as year in, year out as of now?
Well, usually I'm shooting for 15 to 20 clutches. That's kind of like my sweet spot. That's my comfort zone.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to get too many clutches and turn it more into a job and take the fun out of it for me. So that's my sweet spot there, 15 to 20 clutches.
It's, and things could go from having a good time to not having a good time very quickly if you're not really mindful as far as what you're spending money on, what you're adding. Like, it all kind of needs to like add up to you in the long run. And like, for instance, with me, I always tell this story, but I'll never forget how I went from that one pet snake to 5 technically pet snakes. I'll never forget. I had about 6 snakes before I even thought about breeding. I was just like, and I'm talking about all in tanks, bro, all in tanks in my closet. A real redneck / Mexican. Like, I don't know what I thought I was the coolest guy ever though. I thought, hey man, this shit's sick. But where was I going at with that? Damn, this happens every episode. What were you just talking about right now, Justin? How quick things could grow. Okay. Right. So yeah, I just know that it could go from, man, this is a cool hobby, and hobby means you're not worried about the money, right? You're spending money. You don't care about making money. That's a hobby, I feel like. And that's what it was. I was just spending money on tanks. I was spending money on snakes and just spending money on food, and I was just enjoying it. But then once things went into like, well, let me get a RHACS system, because I found RHACS, right? And I thought RHACS, man, do you remember when you first saw your first snake rack, where it was?
Yep.
Where was it?
Stephen Simpson.
Where was that at?
Over in with Tumka. I met Stephen. He used to be my rat guy. He passed away a couple of years ago, sadly.
All right, R.I.P.
But
you're in Georgia, or where are you at again? Remind me.
I'm Alabama.
Alabama. Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, I remember seeing my first rack on a YouTube channel and like just hearing like the sliding of the tubs. And I'll never forget how I don't know why I enjoyed that so much, but I just thought that was so cool to pull out a normal looking Target or Walmart fucking tub. And then you open it and there's a snake in there with the water bowl. I thought that was nuts. And then when I actually got that rack for the first time and I put it in my closet, I remember sitting back and just staring at it. And I'm like, I got one. Like, this is crazy. And I remember even the ones that had no snakes in, I kept opening them, shutting them, opening them, shutting them. I was like, it was like a kid, bro. So you got to admit that this makes you feel young again, doesn't it? Because you're just, I mean, look at the things you're excited about. But I just love it. But also, like we were talking about, things could go from loving it to, like, I don't want to say hating it, but it could turn that way. Like if you're not really doing what you want to do and you really don't love it, it could steer to where it's not really a hobby. It's more work and it's more you doing something that you're not really enjoying. Am I correct?
Yep, absolutely.
And that's why, you know, man, that 10, 15 range, I think is perfect for me. Like I hit 26 clutches last year. And I remember this time, no, it wasn't, it was before, it was like the beginning of last year, 2022. I remember telling myself, if I hit 26, you know, I wanted to hit 30 last year, but I hit 26. But then I'm like, well, this means I could go, because I remember the jump, right? Because you go from having so many females ready one year, and then the next year you have new females that are ready. And so the way I was calculating it, I was like, I could hit 50 clutches, not 50, my bad, not that many. I could hit like 35 clutches or almost close to 40 clutches this year if I wanted. And I remember about halfway through last year, I was like, no, I'm not doing this shit, because like most of those clutches were just all stuff to look good. And what I mean by that, it was nothing that I really wanted to hold back. I only made shit that I wanted to make sure I sold. Okay. And that was stressful, bro. That's not the move. I kind of like that dawned to me kind of right away that, dude, next year, you're not doing any close to this shit. You need to find the most poppinest clutches that you want to work with. And you need to only breed the stuff that you want to hold the stuff back with and do that. And so now this year, I'm looking to hit no more than 10 clutches. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I kind of run by the same game plan. Actually, I don't breed any clutches with the intention to sell everything. Every pairing I have is the intention of keeping the best one, unless I just absolutely miss on the odds. But yeah, I shoot to at least keep one from every pairing.
Yeah, you know, it's just there's so many good things about having that mentality, because first and foremost, you can't predict the market, which obviously, look, we're looking at that right now. Like things aren't as cracking as they were last year or the year before. But that's fine. That's how things move sometimes. But in this case, if you have all this, like for me, I have the 3 clutches I've had so far this year, all 100% double het clown hypo, and I don't want to get rid of none of that shit. Sorry.
Keep all the males.
I'm good. Dude, I'm even lagging on males. I don't have any males. So I'm like, dude, I'm keeping it all. I'm basically doing what I should have did 2 years ago. Because I could have done this. I just could have put clown to hypo stuff if I wanted to, but all I did was put hypo to hypo, clown to clown. All I was trying to do 2 years ago was make the visual, instead of like, hold on. If you just don't worry about that visual now and you try to make double visuals in 3-4 years. So I could already been hitting it now if I already had this mindset like 2 years ago. You know what I mean? But you know, it's where you live and learn. That's why I love the ball python game, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's always evolving. Shut up, Miguel. Whoever Miguel's out there. He's like, yeah, say that again. But that's why it doesn't, you know, a lot of people try to come into this game, Justin, thinking they're going to come in and just clean house. And it ain't that easy. I don't give and it's a lot of people who make money in other species. Like it's, you know, people who are doing good in other departments, they'll come in, drop some coin in the ball python game, expect something in 3-4 years, especially if your 3-4 years is right now, oof, you're probably hurt.
Oh, yeah. You probably change your mind.
I mean, let me ask you this, Justin. You being in the game as long as I have, what does it make you feel like when you have respectable breeders that you respect slashing their prices in half and shit? Like, I mean, do you just look at it like, it is what it is? But do you feel like that's kind of an act of desperation in a sense? Or how are you taking these like discounted pricings everywhere now during people's collections?
Well, I mean, it bothers me a bit to see the value of some of them going down, but I also understand that it's the shifts in the market that's causing it, and it's not just the ball python market. I mean, it's the whole market in general. The whole economy is crashing right now. So, I mean, I understand that with the ups and downs of markets, I mean, that happens. I mean, I think it'll pick back up in the next maybe 2 years or so.
100%.
But yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily look down on those people for slashing prices. I mean, because I would rather them slash those prices and get those animals in good hands rather than be overwhelmed with so many animals that they can't take care of them properly.
You know, that's a really good point. I mean, we're dealing with the situation in different species category, like different communities, right? Like people who have hoarding problems. I guess it's easier. Oh, I don't know. It's pretty easy to hoard some ball pythons, I guess, to a certain extent, because all you do is put them in a rack. If you got the wall space, you can store some ball pythons as long as you stay on top of the maintenance. If we talk about a 10-foot, 12-foot, 15-foot snake, it's a whole nother level, right?
Right.
So that's why it's like, I don't know. I love the ball python game just because at the end of the day, they're not 15-foot snakes. You know what I mean? And I think that's why they would always be relevant to the market, because I don't know, man. You've seen reticulated pythons, right? Like I'm sure you've seen some really beautiful ones. Like the colors on retics are kind of like, whoa. They outshine most ball pythons if you look at it. But who the hell could take care of a 15-foot snake, let alone like breed? Fucking, it's just like it's not really common sense nowadays. You know what I mean?
No, it's not for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but then also too, what I'm saying is like market changes, right? It's just like right now is the time where you should be holding on to things that you love the most, right? You should be working with stuff that you're mostly passionate about, just in case you can't move anything. And that kind of goes back to us wanting to work with stuff that we want to hold it all back, because at the end of the day, let's just say you can't sell anything. Well, you're holding shit back that you really want to keep anyways. And like you said, in 2 years, things are going to be different. I mean, they might not be COVID booming, but they're going to be different. People will be back to normalcy somewhat in 2 years, I think.
Well, no, we won't get COVID booming anytime soon. And that was mostly because of the stimulus checks, man. I mean,
yeah, that was a historical thing. That was kind of something that I don't think, who knows if we'll ever see something like that again. You know, that kind of money just being given to people and they're just, fuck, bro, I killed it. That was my first year actually selling snakes, 2020, bro. And I fucking killed it.
Right. I mean, so did I. I mean,
everybody did.
It seemed like it was a positive thing. Like it was, I mean, everybody was excited about getting money, but if you pay attention to what actually happened after all of those stimulus checks went out, you notice after that, you started to see inflation. The prices of everything just went sky high. You go to the grocery store, everything's extremely high.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you look at it in nominal terms, I mean, you actually didn't gain much purchasing power by making that extra money the year before.
Right. We were giving extra money just to give right back, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
By being overcharged.
Yeah, because that money was devalued. I mean, when they printed more, the money that was already in circulation was devalued by that. So,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, you actually didn't gain as much as you think you did.
And we're not even talking the gas prices, like to travel now. Everything went up. Everything on every aspect, even our feeders, right? Or rats, like that shit went up. I mean, and what's crazy is like I got a plug, man. I shout out to my local San Diego breeder here that I have for over 6 years. Supreme Exotic Rodents. They've been, dude, I call them Uber feeders, bro. Like clockwork. If I put in an order, 4 days later, it's right there in front of my house. That's how sick it is, man. But even their prices, you know, not a lot, not compared to pet stores, but I kind of matched the receipt from like 3 years ago. And it's up per rodent. Everything's up. And I don't know when did prices go back down? You think? I mean, do you think people who are just murdering it on these overpriced stuff, will it go back down at some point, or is it going to stay where it's at?
I don't think they'll go back down. I think at the rate that they're going up will slow down, but I don't think the price will start to go back down.
Yeah.
As far as the ball python industry, that's what worries me a little. That you notice with the inflation, everything else went up, but the ball pythons went down. So the ball python market almost went into something like a deflation, while everything else went into almost hyperinflation.
Yeah. So what are you doing in this case? Like, for instance, if you have a snake right now, Justin, that is a quote unquote available, but it isn't moving. And not only is it moving, but you notice other people who may have that snake are just slashing the prices. What do you do in that position?
Well, I'll hold it at that price for a while. And I mean, if nobody buys it, I'll drop it a little, but I won't do a significant drop on it.
Especially if you feel like there's like something like, you know, if you have value on something, right? I feel like you shouldn't take down value just based off other people, right? Like if you feel like that snake is worth that price, I think it is good to stand on it, you know?
And I do have a couple of those. And most of those would be females. And it's those females where, hey, if somebody buys it, cool. But if they don't, I mean, I'll raise it up and breed it. So, I mean, there's really no need for me to drop the prices on some of them because I don't mind keeping them.
Right. Now, you said majority of the stuff, like your foundation is clown. You would say recessive wise, correct?
Yeah, majority clown.
What would you say that number one recessive going into clown is that you work with?
As far as working double recessive project?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say Desert Ghost, but after tonight, I don't know.
Oh, let's get into it, man. I mean,
you asked me this question 2 hours ago, I would have said Desert Ghost.
But okay, I gotta, you know, I don't want to get too deep because I am going to talk about this week again. But I mean, I do want to hear your side on what would, as of what you heard tonight off of Rare Genetic. Is that what is it? RGS, right? Is that their name?
RGI. Yeah.
RGI. I'm sorry. So what you just heard on their show, based off before this show. Why would you have that thought now with DG?
Well, I'm actually totally confused on it now because when he was explaining it, I was thinking of it more as like the Krypton, cryptic clown type deal. But now thinking about it not being recessive, I mean, I'm totally confused on how that would work. I mean, I probably won't sleep tonight trying to figure that out.
Yeah, you know, listen, I just got the phone with Justin. Like I was telling you, I talked to Justin before this show even started, and he was he predicted this. He's like, I think people are going to be confused, and he doesn't think it's going to reach enough people because, you know, they're just starting and they don't have that big of a platform yet. But because of this, he wants to clarify it. And, you know, also I was kind of confused too. So, you know, he's telling me it's not a recessive, but it's not a codom. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is it? And I guess a polygenic trait is what it's considered. Okay. Still confusing to me, but what I'm being told is if you just treat it the way it is now being treated as a recessive, there's not going to be any difference. The thing is, there's just different quality and different levels of this DG, like DGA, DGB. Like, it's just like, there's an A version, there's a B version, and there's a C version. Apparently, there's 3 versions of DG. Okay, apparently.
So basically, you can have a DGA and a DGB in one animal, and it still be visual, even though it's 2 different genes.
Right. So, for instance, I have 2 different breeders, DG het clowns. Okay. There's a clear difference in both of them. And I like both of them, but definitely one is more of a like, holy shit, this shit's popping. And the other one's more like, all right, that's cool. I mean, it's clean. Don't worry. I mean, it looks deep, but it just doesn't look like this one. So I don't know. I think people who are like I just said, people who are already in it deep with DG and is already treating it as a recessive, going the long route. If you're already treating this as a long route project, I don't think this is going to affect you at all because you're in between. You're going to find those DGs, and then I guess you can get those DGs tested and see what level DGs they are. That's what it is. So if you have a clutch of DG clowns, you'd get those tested and see what level of DGs they are.
Yeah, so I need to test all my holdbacks now. To make it even more confusing, one of my breeder females that I was planning on breeding for the first time this season is a DG Krypton. So I'm like, oh, what the hell, man?
This, and you know, like I said, I respect the ball python for being so innovating and like next level. But sometimes, like, do we want this cheat code shit? Like, I don't know. Like, can we, like, like all this information, all this, okay, this B shit, C shit, it kind of, like you said, it's kind of like confusing. And it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's not fun, but it's making this work more. Okay. And then when you make this work more, you could panic and go drop a bunch of money on tests, on testing sheds and just wondering, what the fuck am I going to do? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I don't know how to treat this. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead.
I said, that's probably exactly what's about to happen with me. I'm testing everything that's DG, everything that's hit DG. Because, I mean, I just have to know what's in my collection to know how I want to move forward with it.
Yeah. And like I said, at the end of the day, this shed testing thing is going to get you answers instead of just kind of shooting for the moon. But then again, like I said, I don't work with a lot already. So I'm already kind of shooting for the moon. But it's pretty nuts. Like I definitely don't think anyone needs to panic about DG at all, especially if you're already in it. There's just going to be levels to DG. And I asked Justin, I was like, so this is like a white lace thing? He's like, no, it's not, because white lace simply codom, right? There's lace and white lace. They're just, this DG shit's just a polygenic trait. So yeah, you know, and I don't know. I like DG is my main, like, you know, I asked you that question about what's that recessive that you're most excited to put clown into and work with, you know, and you said you would technically say DG.
Right.
I mean, that's my thing too. And man, I paid a lot of money for my DG shit, bro. I just come on, man. Like, I'm gonna stand on it. I'm not, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Oh, I'm still moving forward with it. I'm not selling any of them. I mean, that's not happening.
No, I actually want to talk to Will about this. You know, I want to ask Will what he feels like, because you talk about Will. Like, when I think of DG, I think of Will. You know what I mean? Because back when I was like even wanting to get DG, all I could really dream about DG was through Will's collection, and I would always tell Will, like, dude, you have some sick ass DG shit, and I'm curious if he sees the levels in DG as well, like, because he has a lot of DG shit, and he has it going into puzzle and stuff like that. So, like, that's what I'm curious to somebody who has the respect with DG like Will. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do with DG.
Well, yeah, maybe this can explain the difference between the DG and enhancer. Maybe one of those is A and one is B, perhaps.
Oh, that's funny you said that, because shout out to Antoine Hood. My boy, Antoine Hood, always one step ahead. DGA equal enhancer, DGB equal bell like DG. What's that mean?
Like DG?
Bell like DG, like a bells, like a bell phase, or like a blue eye Lucy. Anyways, and what the hell is a Sahara? Was that really a gene? Sahara? Have you heard of that?
Nah, Antoine, you lost me that time.
Yeah, Antoine's on a good one, bro. Anyways, although, you know, Antoine does know his shit. He's a geek when it comes to these ball python stuff. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm already in it. I mean, it is what it is. But it also does make sense with this enhancer shit, because I also bring this point up all the time on the show about people having DG/enhancer, and I'm like, why do you keep slashing and putting that enhancer shit when you're confusing things? But are they confusing things, or is that just a level of DG? You know what I mean? So I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So
studying, man.
So why don't we just kind of stick to you still rocking with DG then with that question I asked you? So that recessive that you still want to rock with into clown would be DG, you would say, as of right now, technically still, right?
Right.
Now, I do know one thing about these double recessive, triple recessive projects. It does make so many other codoms more relevant again, right? Because it you know, you got certain like yellow belly, of course, and there's certain morphs that would just switch up a whole game plan on a double recessive project, I feel like. Which is like kind of starting over, I feel like. Now it's like now these other codoms get a chance again, because now they're getting put into something new. So what are those codoms for you? Like, what are the codoms that you are standing tall on in your project and don't mind working into the double recessive projects?
Right now I'm working spot nose, fire, yellow belly, orange dream, gravel, black pastel, red stripe, and inchy.
Man.
Yeah,
all the hitters.
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, I just got the first GHI into that project, so I'm trying my luck at that too.
Yeah. Now, what would you say? somebody out there who has been into the double recessive projects that been kind of paving the way for you specifically, like, and just like anybody who's just been kind of like, obviously we have all those people who are just kind of well ahead of the curve. Like we were just talking about Will and shit like that. Is there anybody out there that stands out in your head that kind of motivates you into?
Well, is it fair to say Canova?
It is what it is. And listen, I don't get mad at that. Maybe some other top breeders get mad at it, but it is what it is, bro. Fuck, if a wall's blue, you got to call it blue. What are you going to do? It's like, and props to Justin for being that guy who always is. You think it's easy doing that shit? Like what the fuck? The guy's not human. You know what I mean? And he's doing, the research I can only imagine that he puts in behind shit day after day. Because you got to understand, man, let's be honest. There are some lazy motherfuckers in this. There are some people who just spent money, got some cool snakes, and all they do is breed. Justin is a lot more than a breeder. We could all admit that.
Yep.
He does way more than breed, right? And that's why it's like, if anyone has anything to say about Justin, majority of the whatever issue they have is because of the breeding part. But I'm like, you don't understand how much he does other than breeding. Like this guy is just like way more than that. You know what I mean? So yeah, props to Justin, man. Have you ever been to his facility yet? Have you checked it?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Listen, I can't. I've been to a lot of sick facilities, and everything's different in its own way. But if you want to talk about like walking into a professional, like the major leagues, I feel like it was like holy shit. So this is. You know what I mean? And then, obviously he has operations behind the snake room, which is the rats. And it's just like everything, the way it flows systematically, the airflow, just everything working.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
So what's the guy? MARSHON? I actually just watched that video today. It reminds me a lot of Justin's facility.
They're best friends. They're basically, I'm going to tell you the truth. Sorry, MERSHON. Shout out to the sponsor, MARSHON. But basically, MERSHON got help from Justin as far as how to outline the room. And obviously it's not exactly like Justin's, but it's really similar as far as the walls and the lights and just the layout, but it's MERSHON. It's not Justin's, right? MERSHON, right. I think has more glass. I think. Oh, no. I don't know, but I like MERSHON's see-through office. Okay. He has an office that has a glass. So he definitely has his own, like his own touch on the room. And then I when MERSHON told me that, it's right when I bought this house and I turned this whole garage into like this own version of MERSHON and Justin's. Obviously it's a lot smaller, don't get me wrong, but the way my incubator's built, just like MERSHON's, everything, you know what I mean? So dude, you want to talk about motivating, and honestly, that's when I knew like there's people out there that take this a lot more serious than others. And what I mean by serious is they're always putting back into the business. And you can kind of tell who does that, right, Justin? Like you can kind of see the people who are always putting money back into what they're doing. And that kind of like speaks for itself. Exactly.
That's basically what I did with the when we had the whole big thing with the COVID money flowing in and everybody had an excellent season. I just dumped all of mine right back in, everything.
Yep.
Yeah, and I put that into those double and triple recessive projects.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I my COVID money went straight back into snakes I really wanted. I think that was a good thing, obviously, because those snakes are still alive. Half those snakes are behind me. You know what I mean? Like I put it into something I truly love. And at the end of the day, like you said, right? I gotta tell you one thing that's not hurting the hobby: snakes like this. Okay, like if I want to sell a snake like this, I could get premium money for it right now, just because none of this shit's being offered for the most part. Okay. And I think that was a good move, but at the end of the day, do I want to do that? No, hell no. I want to sit on all this shit. Again, I forgot where we were going with that, Justin. Damn. Where were we at? Hold on. Money, snake, ball. Damn. Well, what are you going to do? I want to ask you this. The money now, right? So let's talk about this year. Whatever money that you're making this year, because you said you're shooting for how, as of right now, it's going to be how many clutches you think? If you could kind of put a number on it, what would you think it would be if it goes your way this year? Roughly
between 15 and 18.
Okay, 15 to 18.
couple more girls that still might go, but I'm not sure.
Let's talk about the best case scenario this season, which I hope you have a fucking banging ass season. I hope you everything that you want to hit. Let's say that happens and you make some coin off of this year, which I also hope you do. What are you looking to do with that? Are you still in that mode where you could add another snake if you really want to? Like if you had that fuck around money, would it be to go find another snake and add something new to the mix? Or what would you want to do with that profit right now that you would make off snakes if you can?
Oh, I would definitely put back into the business. At least 25 to 40% would definitely go back in.
In how? Like, would you say enclosures, snakes? What would you like? What's the priority for you right now?
Well, actually, I would get more snakes. I would think about getting an ultrasound, which I say that every year. Then I just go back to palpating. But yeah, mostly all back into snakes though, because I mean, I'm pretty good on RHACS, and all my other equipment, rat shed, everything. So yeah, it'll mostly go back into the snakes.
Okay. And what would that snake be? You feel like? Well, what is it? What's it that's catching your eye right now that you wouldn't mind adding to the mix?
If there was one that I would buy, if I could buy it, it would probably be a Confusion DG Clown Het Hypo.
Confusion DG Clown Het Hypo.
Right.
That's not made though.
Right. It's not.
Wow. That's crazy.
I mean, we do have Canova. It will be made.
Or Levance, right? Because wait, or is it Hurricane that Levance works with? I
think
can't.
Hurricane.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Confusion's also considered what? Like, cause you know, we're talking about like DG enhancer. What do they also say Confusion is? Acid.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad we talked about this. More Confusion, you feel like, right? A little bit. I mean, we're talking something that you invest in, especially if you like the name. Let's talk about paint. Okay. I like paint. I like the name paint. Paint's not cheap right now. Like if you get some paint shit, you're going to be spending, there's going to be a comma involved for sure. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But then you get this paint stuff and then you get this other shit that's called Sentinel. Okay. And you're like, what is that? And you're like, you know, you see somebody selling a Sentinel / paint. What does that do to you, Justin? Really? Like, I mean, do you not let that bother you, that / whatever other mark? Like if you see a Confusion / acid, what would that do to you?
Well, with that specific gene, I mean, it doesn't bother me at all because in my opinion, I think the acid and Confusion are the same. But I mean, if it's significant, like I think they did that with the Wookiee and chocolate, and it bothered me a little more with the Wookiee and chocolate because the Wookiee is significantly more expensive than chocolate is. So I mean, if those were to prove to be the same gene, which I don't think they are now.
I don't think they're. I have Wookiee and chocolate, and
yeah, I don't think they're the same.
I've seen chocolate and clown, and that shit looks distinctly different than Wookiee clown. I got to tell you, like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I can't really say there's been enough Wookiee clowns out there, but goddamn, do I like me a chocolate clown? Oh man, those are fucking just stupid. And I'm glad I'm on my way there. Like I made a bunch of chocolate double het shit. Because I have little Wookiee stuff. But I'm just saying the chocolate shit I'm very passionate about. You want to talk about one codom? I'm super happy just to, and I don't care where the prices go with that. I just want to make that because of how it looks. Big Constrictors from Texas. You know who those are? That couple is really nice couple.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
God, can't even think of my name is. Hold on. What are? Do you know their names? I feel so bad. I know, really nice couple. Cassie's one of Cassie's the girl, and then what's is it Josh?
I'm not sure.
Anyways, you know what I'm talking about though, right? Big Constrictors from Texas.
Right.
You've seen their chocolate stuff that they've produced and whatnot, and it's just, I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that gets me want to make stuff that I want to make, plain and simple. But yeah, I mean, like, so anyone out there who is confused on this topic, Justin, what do you recommend? Like anyone, especially if you have somebody who might have a down payment on a certain gene, like let's say someone has a down payment on a Confusion right now, and then they're hearing this talk about acid and they're getting confused. Well, what would you say to that?
I'll just tell them to keep going forward with it. Yep. Yeah, just grab whether it's Confusion or acid. I mean, I think it was, well, I would have said that with the same thing with Enhancer and Desert Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think what's going on now, I don't think, I don't know for sure, but I don't think it would change the value of it much.
Yeah. Like, and I think the reason why I was very like kind of thrown off with the DG enhancer is because isn't DG more expensive than enhancer? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think so.
No, it's the same price, exact same price.
I think so.
So an enhancer clown, like let's say a pastel enhancer clown would be $10K, just like a pastel DG clown.
I think so, because Justin had some on his page that were he would have some that were enhancer line and some that were DG line, but I think the price was still the same though.
Yeah. Man, I'm really curious to see where this is going to go with this DG shit. I'm not going to lie.
I'm actually kind of excited about it. I mean, that's because of the fact that it's making me think, and I kind of enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, 100%. Triple stuff. Any triple stuff in the future for you? You feel like, or do you feel like you good with double?
Oh, I'm working towards triple as well.
All
Desert Ghost, Genetic Stripe Clown, and Desert Ghost Hypo Clowns.
And going back to odds, like those are tough numbers to go against, right? When we're talking about triple stuff, correct? So, I mean, are we looking at a lot of your attempts at triple recessive projects? Majority of it going to be like double het with one visual, or like how are you looking to pair these up when it comes time?
Well, it's usually, well, I pair mine something like I would go DG Hypo Clown to a clown double hit hypo DG. So it's basically hit to visual across.
Right. And that would probably be your best odds, right? When you're going head to visual in a situation like that.
Right.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too, man? I've seen people just hit shit out of the park head to head, man. And that's still a possibility too, you know? I mean, is it possible? I mean, is it tough? Yeah, it's gonna be super tough. But fuck, man, you know, you're on Facebook, so do you know who Juggernaut Reptiles is? Elijah Armless?
No, I don't know him.
He dabbles with a lot of stuff, but I'll never forget when I first came into the game, and he just had two normal looking snakes, but they were like double het something, like they were both double het, and he hit like three visuals, and I was like, what? Or something stupid. I'll never forget. I gotta remember exactly what that pair was. So I do know that, man. You know, this whole thing about luck is definitely a factor. Okay, motherfuckers try to say luck has nothing to do with it. Yes, it does.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it does. It's like it's gambling, man. Like, but the thing is, how you gonna win in gambling if you ain't gambling? Like, you gotta play. You gotta play. And motherfuckers are doing full sends out there. That's why I love Antoine. Antoine's a full send kind of guy. Antoine don't give a fuck. Like he'll do that. He'll do that normal triple het shit to normal triple het shit and be like, fuck it. I'm gonna go for it this year. You know what I mean? And that's why I know Antoine, you know, he does make sick shit already, but at one point there's gonna be Antoine hitting so many visuals, bro, and that motherfucker's gonna be cleaning house. Like I'm telling you right now. Because he's putting in his time. You know what I mean? But it's not easy. Like Antoine will tell you the odds he's up against every single year. It's just not easy. But players play. You gotta play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing with me is, man, I change my mind so much. Like I'll have the pair to make the visual triple.
Yeah.
Then when it's breeding size, I think, well, let me add 3 or 4 codoms in instead of trying to make the triple visual, and I'll get back to the triple visual codoms later.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's why I feel like, you know, like I have my codoms, even though there are a lot of codoms that are worth working with, I would say, like, you know, like it's not as simple as like just sticking to maybe a couple. No, actually there's quite a bit. Not a lot, but I would say there's at least good 10 codoms out there that you could fucking work really good with, you know, if you move right with it. And I don't think I'm back. I think when it comes to codoms, I'm pretty solid on what I want to work with. Like, even though I know there's other stuff I could fuck with, I'm standing tall on my shit when it comes to codoms. GHI has always been my number one codom ever since this all started. I'll never get seen a GHI, and I said, no matter where this goes, this GHI is always going to be a part of it. So that's gonna be my codom for life. I feel like is GHI. And you got some GHI stuff going on too, right? You just said.
Yeah, I got a few GHI.
How do you feel about codoms that don't work good as supers, right? Like you have certain codoms that do good by themselves, but when you take them to super form, that's when you might run into problems. Have you heard of anything like that? like Super Cypress. You hear about Super Cypress not being good?
With the wobble.
Right? The wobble, right? But normal, but regular Cypress is just fine.
Right. I mean, I actually like the projects like that because you can still somewhat make the super with the ALS version. Like if you think about a Cypress spot nose hypo DG clown,
right?
Instead of looking at it as a super spot nose or super Cypress.
Right. Say that one more time for me. I think I kind of missed that. Say that the way you just broke that down. Say that again.
Cypress spot nose, hypo DG clown. Because you know Cypress and spot nose are allelic.
Oh, okay. That's what you, okay, got you. So that's like a safety net. It's like you're kind of making a super, but you're not.
Exactly. Yeah, you still get the version.
Damn, I like that. I never even heard about that before. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I thought about something like that, but doing it with multiple codoms though.
Right. A lot of shit going on. Just that makes sense. So like for instance, like if you like, you know, throwing yellow belly in there also, right?
Right.
Or something, or red stripe or black or I don't know. Obviously there's certain, here's the thing. You got to be careful when you throw all those codoms together, right? Because they have to, what you feel like is going to turn out what it's supposed to turn out. Sometimes certain codoms just don't go good together from what I've also experienced before. Like Bob was just on the show with Antoine and he's talking about how Enchi's ruining everything. What do you think of that?
I wouldn't agree with that.
And maybe I'm wording that wrong, but Bob definitely said like get Enchi out of the mix. And I'm like, what? I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I like Bob, but I totally disagree with that, Bob. Nah, I'm not getting Enchi out of my mix.
I ain't falling for your insurance salesman bullshit, Bob. We all over you, bro. We ain't falling for it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. And this is another thing why you gotta have to stick to what you want to stick to, no matter what the influence is, no matter what Justin even says. Whoever fucking comes out with something, like if you don't feel right by it, then stick to it. Don't fucking follow anyone else. You know, even though you could take advice, get influence, you still got to do what you want to do, right, Justin? Like, do you feel like if it is something that you do change, it's because you feel solely that you need to change it, and it's not based off someone else doing something?
Oh, right, definitely. Yeah. For instance, with that, I mean, a lot of people get away from the super Enchi clown combos because they reduce the pattern so much. But then you'll see something with other codoms in it that bring that pattern back. Like you'll have a super Enchi, GHI, spot nose, yellow belly, hypo clown.
Right.
And it's just crazy.
What did you you watch Miguel's vlogs at all? You subscribe to his channel, Miguel? Always.
Yeah, I catch some of them.
Did you watch the recent one about Sunset?
I didn't.
Okay. I mean, it was kind of clickbaity, but it wasn't. But he said he sold his Sunset Clown project, and got rid of his Sunset Clown project. It was just one snake, but still, all I didn't even watch all of it. Before all I did was take a screenshot and went straight to Instagram and put RIP Sunset. And dude, and listen, I'm not saying there's no future for Sunset, guys. I fuck with Sunset still, but I'll never forget seeing them on the table for like 20K, 30K, 40K. And I was like, what? Like, come on, guys, really? And then there was like, well, everyone telling us to hold on, wait, watch, you'll see. What am I seeing? Like, you know, I saw Sunset Ultramale as a baby that was like, holy shit, that was cool. But now look at that thing. It's not anything what it was as a baby. And that's not what ball pythons are doing nowadays. Ball pythons are getting better with age. This isn't the old school days. So when I saw that, I was like, man. And I will say, correct me if I'm wrong, you saw the Sunset DG, right?
Right.
Do you feel like that snake is changing every time Miguel's posting it? I feel like it's getting brighter.
I'll tell you, I mean, a lot of Sunset people are going to hate me for this, but
do it.
Sunset, I mean, it doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it's valuable, I guess you would say. I mean, it's expensive, but I just don't like it personally.
I think the only thing that's making it valuable, whatever value it has left, is because it's still kind of, I don't want to say rare, but it's still limited in projects. But that's going to change very shortly within the next year or two. I already know people coming up on sunsets right now. Like I already talked to somebody who just got an adult female, and I was like, wow, someone told you that? Like crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so now going back to people panicking, now sunset's going to be available a lot more in other people's collections versus a lot of people just hoarding them and working with it. Like, you know, Will treated DG what DG was. People tried treating sunset the way Will treats DG, but it ain't going to be like that. I like DG. Even during all this right now, what we're talking about, DG's here to stay. And not that Sunset's not here to stay, but Sunset ain't going to be like no DG. I'm sorry. I don't, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It's just not. I mean, think about it. Anything that goes into DG, recessive-wise, should make DG that much better. You would feel like, right?
Yep.
You like, no matter what it is, like Hypo DG, game changer. Like, fucking love it. Hypo DG Clown. Holy shit. Like, that's my goal right there. I got to tell you right now, right? What will a DG Hypo Sunset look like? I don't know yet. We don't know yet, right? But if you were to tell me how much money are you willing to bet that Sunset will be better than a DG will be better than DG Clown Hypo? That's not, no, I don't know. I don't see it. Nope. And I know a lot of people are trying to brighten Sunset up, but I don't think Sunset's a brighten type of genetic. I feel like maybe you should go the darker contrast route. I don't know. Listen, I hope you guys prove me wrong out there, Sunset people. That's all I got to say.
I mean, I'd see maybe a GHI Confusion Sunset. I mean, I'd like to see somebody else produce it.
Hey, let me know how that goes. But, you know, listen, it's just, I'll fuck with Sunset, just not at 10K, 15K. I'm not fucking with Sunset. You know, if Sunset becomes more of a realistic price, okay, sure, let's see what it does. But I don't even know if I want to do that anymore. I'm good. Because like I said, it's going to be overworked now. I feel like so many people who were hoarding Sunset is now spreading it out. And now a lot of people are going to be fucking with it. So like you said, I don't need to make it. Let's see what someone else does with it.
Right.
You know, and I wish them all the best. And I guarantee there will. Hey, listen, I will say right now, there will be a Sunset with some sort of like other genetic in it that will be the game changer. Well, I feel like I just don't know what that is. And it's unfortunate that it's not something like DG, because DG is like, you would think that's an automatic win. You would think that's like, okay, look at this snake. But I don't know. And we could still be wrong even with Miguel's DG Sunset, because I feel like it's getting brighter and it is changing. But I guess the real proof is what that snake makes, right? We got to see what that snake makes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, God bless all the parents out there, but their kids are better looking. There's definitely kids out there that are better looking than their parents. God bless. You know what I mean? And so this could be this case. This could be this case where the mom's is not as hot as the son and daughter would be. I don't know. Time will tell. You know what I mean? You just gotta hang tight. So, but man, this has been a great episode. I have a wrap-up question for you before we get into some hot seat questions. Okay, Justin? We didn't really get to talk about shows much. Or even kind of like how you make the majority of your ball python sales. But let's kind of talk about how you're making your sales, and how much of the show part of it will be an impact for you at some point, or even if it is now. Let's kind of talk about sales and the shows.
Yeah, I'm solely morph market right now. I mean, I've considered a couple of times doing shows, but I mean, I'm not real strong on it. I actually enjoy the morph market sales because I can move online. I don't have to take any of my animals to the shows. Because when I go to the shows, I actually like to enjoy the show versus having to vend. I've vended a few shows with friends, and I mean, I don't like that feeling of being stuck at the table all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love shows, but like, you know, I vended one show, which I'm still going to vend next month. But I vended one show earlier this year in January, and I get stressed out, man. I don't know what it is about having animals at a show. I just get stressed out. I'm kind of a worrier when it comes to just anything happening wrong by the animals. And I got to tell you, I didn't bring fucking heat wire, or I didn't bring heat tape. I was a noob. I was like, I thought, okay, they're going to be in a building. Building should be warm. Hell no. That building was fucking an ice box. So I was just kind of like, man, and, you know, obviously that kind of comes with the territory. If you start doing shows, there's going to be things you mess up on, and there's going to be things that you need to like, okay, I won't do that again. But I just don't want to make those mistakes. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I do like one thing about shows, meeting people like you, just kind of like linking up with people because you do gotta admit though, when it comes to shows, it takes everything that we're doing now to the next level, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, you know, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the fun for shows. I mean, I get to go around, mingle with people, just like we did at Tinley. You know, I get to meet everybody. And I mean, with this industry, man, I've met more solid, genuine, good people ever in my life in just one industry. I mean, just about everybody you meet at a show is just about a good person, man. It's just crazy how everybody just adapts to you.
Yeah, man. And really, you know, like, not that everyone's perfect, but really the reason why everything's so lovely is because we're all here for the same thing. Like, we're all here for snakes. And when you, I don't know, man, like, I think trying to compare, like, you know, I used to be a big partier. I used to DJ and stuff like that. And I liked the attention when I was DJing, but I didn't like being social, like, because I'm not a small talk kind of guy. Like, I need to have something similar to want to engage a conversation with you, right? Because if I feel like we have nothing in common, like my ADD and the way my brain works, it just makes me feel like I'm kind of a dick. Like, it sucks, but like I'm kind of like I don't want to talk no more. I'm sorry. I got to keep moving, you know. And at a reptile show, dude, nonstop talking about, like, you know, hey, did you just hatch this out? And next thing you know, like, do you have that available? And then you're just making moves, and it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it's the funnest thing ever. I love reptile shows, man. I just don't know if I love vending them. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to vend, like I said, next month. I am going to take minimal snakes. I'm going to take about 10 snakes. I am going to be more prepared this time. But if I do have that feeling again about like being paranoid and stuff, maybe this might be the last time I ever take snakes. And then I'll just stick to doing podcasts at shows. But I don't know. Like, am I tripping? Like, do you feel like you would have that fear a little bit? Like, especially you, man. Let's say you're about to take some 10,000. Like, let's say you got some shit to display, Justin. And you know, the other Justin, he be whipping out some $30,000-$40,000 snakes at these shows, right? Fuck, that has to be scary. Like, that gots to be scary, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you have, like, do you kind of stress about that at all? Like,
I mean, I definitely would. I mean, you're talking about leaving that kind of value and they leave them overnight. That's the part I couldn't get over. Like something like Justin's table, the whole table is coming back to the room with me. Nothing is staying there overnight.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and that's what's, you know, I was talking about how I didn't bring heat wire and stuff, and the room was cold. I had to pack all my shit up. I was like, I ain't leaving that shit in here. I'm like, it was like 58 degrees or 60 degrees. It was cold, and I was like, nah, this ain't happening. So I had to pack up. I think I took about 18 snakes that time and put them all in the bags individually and fucking took them to the room and kept them up there. And I felt a lot better, but like, you know, still work. Like, here we go. I'm packing snakes, unpacking snakes. And it's stressful taking the snakes in and out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to say shout out to all the vendors who have it down. And the vendors who are dedicated to vending. A lot of my homies vend. And the shows wouldn't be the shows without vendors, obviously. So I do give props to all those vendors, man. All the ones killing it out there for sure. And Morph Market, you think that? How do you feel about Morph Market, man? You know, Morph Market's been,
it's been hot.
You gotta love it, man. And this year all around, man. If you want to talk about the shit that I was through in the beginning of the year, and then what led after that, and it's a weird year, isn't it? It's just like.
Yeah, Morph Market has been crazy, man. Those guys have been on Darian's ass, man.
But really though, man, like, you got somebody who doesn't give a fuck and he got money. You know what I mean? That's powerful. When you got somebody who don't give a fuck and he got a shit ton of money, it's powerful, but it's also dangerous, right?
Right.
I don't know Darian personally. I've had plenty of conversations with him over the phone. We text. He's come on my show a couple times. I think he's not looking to do anything wrong by us who use Morph Market. I think he wants best by us, and I think time will prove that. I would hope. But I mean, man, what would we do without Morph Market? I mean, Morph Market is huge. Like regardless what other little sales you make elsewhere, 90% of the people are making their money off Morph Market. Yep. Whoever is selling. I'm not talking about the cheap seats. The cheap seats people who aren't selling shit or don't even have anything for sale who's bitching about Morph Market. I'm talking about the people who are actually making money off Morph Market. That's what they got, and that's what they're going to run with. I don't care what other, I don't know. So I do think though, Morph Market is okay. Okay, I got to ask you. We're talking about shows. What do you think about Morph Market throwing shows? How do you think that's going to work out?
Shows. I never actually thought of that, but I mean, I think it would be different.
Yeah, he wants to throw his own shows now.
Yeah, I mean, I would go. I would like to see. Yeah, I would definitely go.
I would. I mean, think about it. A Morph Market show. It's something completely new and different. And think about how many people who actually use Morph Market and make good money off Morph Market who would want to go to that just to show like respect to Morph Market. I think it would be big.
Yeah, I think that could be a go.
Yeah, time will tell, man. I think we're in a really awesome time in the hobby because everything's changing. We have a bunch of we don't know what's to come, but it's exciting what's to come. You know, we have talked about DG tonight, talking about Morph Market and all this other fucking awesome shit that hasn't really changed yet, but the change is here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, what a great episode. Hour went by quick. Let's get these hot seat questions in. And then I'll let you enjoy the rest of your night, Justin. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Guys, if you loved this episode, you thought Justin killed it, do me a favor. Let's get the likes up right now for the big homie Justin. Hot seat questions coming in hot. You ready?
Let's go.
Here we go. A cut or no cut?
Cut.
On what day?
55, 56.
First thing you would offer a baby ball python?
Mice.
Yay imports or boo imports?
Boo imports.
Favorite codom in the ball python game?
GHI.
Least favorite codom in the ball python game?
Spider.
To mist or spray a ball python or to never mist or spray a ball python?
Never missed.
What the? Come on, Justin. Oh, because you're in Alabama, man. Your humidity is stupid over there. You got perfect humidity. So that okay. I ain't gonna challenge you on that. But folks, I'm not joking. Listen, I spray because it gets dry where I'm at. Demographically, you got to know where you live. And if you got good humidity, some people don't need a spray. So I'm gonna say respect on that. Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay sports.
Favorite sport?
Football.
Favorite football team?
Alabama. Roll Tide.
Nice. Okay. Steak or fish?
Steak.
Favorite cut of steak?
Ribeye.
Yay alcohol or boo alcohol?
Yay alcohol.
Favorite alcohol beverage?
Rock.
All right. All right. Yay country music or boo country music?
Yay country music.
Favorite country singer of all time?
Jason Aldean.
Hey, look at you. You did that right away. I like that. I like that. First thing to come to mind, little word association, milk.
What now?
Little word association. So first thing to come to your mind. You ready?
Okay.
Milk.
Cereal.
Sushi.
Nay.
Nightcap.
Ciroc.
Stuck shed.
Humidity.
First time ball python breeder.
Be careful.
I love that look to the side. You're like, oh man. Frozen thawed companies. Frozen thawed rodent companies.
I don't really know any. I mean, I've always fed live, so
FedEx shipping.
excellent.
One reptile show you would like to attend, like either a certain NARBC or a reptile super show. What's one show you're dying to go to?
Come on.
Yeah. And you better hit me up. You and Mike need to get on a plane. And if you guys come to Cali, I'm gonna take care of you guys, bro. I'm telling you right now. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I've never been to that one.
Yeah, it's a good time. But if you want to talk about foot traffic, it is popping. Like there's a lot of people who go to these shows, bro. A lot of people. All right, moving forward. Instagram trolls.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you had to name, final one, okay? If you had to name one of your favorite up-and-coming breeders right now in the ball python game, either a fellow colleague or maybe just somebody who's maybe a unsung hero in your eyes, who would that breeder be that stands out to you?
Does it have to be one, man? I got 4.
Drop them all. I don't care.
Jaffe Exotics. Mike from Herp Collectors. Matt from Ebony and Ivory.
Oh, I know that guy too.
Stephen Jones from Watermores.
I don't know who that is. Oh, wait. Stephen what?
Stephen Jones, Watermores.
I don't. Who's that? Stephen Jones?
I met him. He was at Tinley with us. That's
Okay.
wrong.
It's called Wettermorphs?
Yep, Wettermorphs.
Spell that for me.
WETTER.
Wetters more. Okay. And he's on Instagram?
Yeah, he's on Instagram and Facebook.
Do me a favor, just shoot me his Instagram if you don't mind, because I remember meeting him and I would love to see what he's got going on. But yeah, man, listen, good job tonight, Justin. We just had a little bit over 70 people tapped in on tonight's episode. What do you have to say to everyone out there rocking with you? All your love and support, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the love, man. Y'all just keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing. I love your business. I appreciate your business.
Yeah, man. And I got to say, Justin, this definitely wasn't enough. I'm going to bring you back on. I could definitely say this is going to be round 2 worthy, but it's a wrap for my boy, Justin. Armless Angel Ball Pythons. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. All right, man. You're all good to go. I appreciate you. Have a good night, Justin.
Peace, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good one. Whew, good episode, guys. I appreciate all you guys tapping in for the homie. Really awesome new Breed on the Block series. Good to know that he's in this game just as long as I've been in it. And yeah, man, I love the growth. I love the strategic game planning. Always thinking ahead. I think that's very important in the ball python game. If you're not on that type of time, it ain't gonna work for you. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be in a position where you ain't gonna be happy. And if you ain't working with stuff you want to hold back, definitely not the move. So hope you guys took some notes from the homie Justin tonight, because it was a great episode. So don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and be ready, guys, because this is just the first episode of the week. We have a week that's popping off next level. Okay, we're bringing back Fat Snake Tuesdays. I hope you guys are ready for that. Okay, wrapped around the big snakes of the industry. Okay, and right now the big snake industry, mainly the retics, I would say, not in a good place. Very dicey right now. Animal neglect. I would say the mainland retic community looks bad, and it sucks because they don't deserve to look bad. There's a lot of people out there who are doing really big things, really awesome, hardworking things behind these reticulated pythons, and it's not fair to them. So I finally found somebody who wants to come up to the plate. I got somebody who actually wants to come to the platform and kind of discuss not only what's happening currently in the retic community, but like what it is that bothers them behind the work that they do with their retics. Like my man Wes here has these 19-foot plus retics that he takes out day after day, and I follow him. I see it. I see everything that he does, and I'm sure he feels some type of way. And the good news about this episode is Wes does not hold back. Wes is going to fucking lay it all down, and this needs to happen. People need to lay this shit down. This is what I want. So be ready. It's going down Fat Snake Tuesday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time right here on Trap Talk Reptile Podcast. And then Thursday night, okay, we can kind of get back to this DG talk, okay? Because a lot of you guys out there, I'm sure, just like Justin and myself, want answers to the whole DG mystery situation as far as what is it? Is it recessive? Is it not a recessive? What the fuck's happening? So we're going to get answers. We're going to talk clearly about this Thursday night, okay, with my man Justin and, of course, Summer, a.k.a. Summertime. And my boy Dave Levison. Really curious to see what Dave has to say, because Dave also works with DG. And we're going to get to the bottom of this, guys, day by day. Episode 352 this Thursday. It's going to be popping. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your love and support. Don't forget, join the Trap Talk Patreon family. If you want to support what I do, if you want more behind the scenes, if you want to meet over 165 trappers who are really dedicated about taking the animal care to the next level, go down to the very first link in description below. Click on it. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family. So you join the Patreon family, get a link to the Discord, and I'll tap you in, players. All right, guys. Justin, again, thank you so much. Episode 350 is a wrap. I'll catch you guys here tomorrow. Bring your lunches, bitches.